Senator Cardozo.
Thank you, Your Honor, and thank you, Minister, for making time to be here with us. A couple of quick questions about major issues in your department. The first is anti-scab legislation. Could you tell us where that's at, or will your legislation be the same or different from the private member's bill that Andre Boulderis has introduced, C-302? And with regards to employment equity, just further to my colleague's question, when do you anticipate introducing that legislation, and will the target groups be different than the 4 that have been named in the past?
I think on the latter point, I would say let's see what happens once we get the report, and then I think that will be determined shortly after that. On the issue of replacement workers, we have an agreement with the NDP on a few matters, and one of those matters is on replacement workers, and we have committed that we will be introducing legislation on that front by the end of this year. So we will be introducing into the House by the end of this year. It was a commitment that we made in the platform. It is a commitment that we renewed in the agreement with the NDP, and it was one that we announced consultations on earlier or later last year. I did that along with Senator Youssef and with my NDP colleague Alexandre Boulderis. It will differ from what my friend Monsieur Boulderis has put forward in that, and what other PMBs, private members' bills in the House that have been introduced. We consulted quite extensively, and we consulted on a tripartite level. We have a strong tradition in this country, actually, of doing that, particularly on labor legislation, where we sit down with business and we sit down with employees and we hash it out. And one thing that I'm very proud of, particularly on this issue of a ban on replacement workers, is we sat down with everybody together. I attended those consultations myself. They went on for some time, and they were what I would call messy. But I thought that was necessary, because there are consequences for employers and employees.